following is a presentation of MRE UNO, Division 1.
It's a battle of legends tonight in round one, and my goodness, if you said one of these players would be at the end of the season, or at this point in the season, 0-3, I would not have believed you. Tapir is at 5-3 though, ranked top 20, and looking to try and defend the T4 crown. Starting off here in Jackpot June, it's the Hearts Region Split 64 finale. It's the 4-13 game, and it's Tapir taking on JT. Both players were in Athens a season ago. Both legends. Let's see what these two have done this season. And for Tapir, ended early for him in March. His first ever March Madness. Of course, being promoted mid-season last year. Didn't get a chance at March Madness. Got his first taste of it. Not a great taste. Got out of round one. Won against Ellison, but fell quickly to Clay in a fiver. And then in Automotive April, made it to the round of 16. Was eliminated by Gon, who did get that silver medal. He lost that one 5-3. And then another Sweet 16 run in Movie May, losing to Abion. So both losses in his last two tournaments have been up against someone who has made the podium. Abion winning that third place game, which actually wasn't the first third place game of the season that wasn't split between the two players. It was actually played for and won by Abion. And you look at the wins there: Ellison, Stevens, Sanford, Knight by DQ, and Ghost. So Tapir definitely could use some more quality wins moving forward, but in a good position as we open up T4. Meanwhile, JT, well, it has just been a season of nightmares for him. Started in March with starting off as a 1 seed and lost to Leah. Not exactly ideal circumstances. API issues pushed the game back. Not feeling his best either physically, and unfortunately lost that one in 7. And then lost to Ed in a gentleman's sweep in T2. T3 swept by Peter Onjak. So JT really just looking for anything to go right for him ultimately, as still somewhat early, but relegation talks start to get louder. If you hit 0-4, obviously needing a lot, and with all the parity in the league, you definitely don't want to be stuck with 0-4. You look at the preview for this, the tail of the tape. Of course, I just mentioned the two records. 23-17 is the games for record for Tapir, and 4-12 or 5-12 for JT, I should say. I believe. Double check that. No, 4-12. I'm sorry. 4-12 versus a 4-1-3, 23-17. Obviously, Tapir winning Jungle July a season ago, and JT finishing in the top 16, finishing 14th, and of course the accolades. JT with that silver he won in Athens last year, and the bronze that Tapir won in Aquatic April, and then the gold that he took in this very tournament it billed as Jungle July back last season. So both looking to try, both looking for a big win. And we take a look at the bracket. That is the wrong bracket. Darn. Forgot to change that over. Live streaming folks. There it is. Yeah. Apologies about that. DJ Curtis awaits the winner here as he took out Sean Ard in 6, and then background beating Tago in 6. Nick first background set round 2 game in the Tilt 32. So yeah, and a note we made last night was the fact that this is basically the game's the series ending in 6. Every series is ending in 6 region. We had that suspended game last night between Toast and Dark. That will be restarting Thursday at 9, so make sure you join us for that. May see another one end in 6. We'll see what happens between these two as we welcome you in to the table here. And joining me tonight is Charles Sanford once again. And Sanford, you know, Tapir's got not have as many wins as he had coming into this one, but still a solid season to this point when you look at his resume. And for JT, it's really just been he's been in the woods ever since winning second place in Athens last year, looking to try and make something work. Give me your thoughts on this one. Tapir looking to try and push his way further up the ladder, and JT just looking for anything to go right for him. Sanford? Sanford, you there? All right then. Don't know what happened there, but we're gonna. Oh wait, I'm getting pinged. Second. Oh shoot. Okay, thank you. All right, then I'll get to Sanford here in a second. Didn't catch that. Appreciate that. I'll start with Tapir then here. Tapir, obviously, you know, ranked number 20 in those rankings, and you're looking to try and defend your T4 crown. But you're going up against a desperate JT. You've seen him before. What do you got to do tonight to get the drives going, obviously, and go up against someone in JT who's had struggle after struggle and is looking to look desperate to get a win here?
First of all, mic check, you good?
Got you.
All right. Let me just say this. There's nothing more dangerous than a man who has nothing to lose. This man is going to be out for blood tonight, and I don't see him slowing down anytime soon. So I'm going to have to do all I can to just keep my cool, play a good, clean game, leave the strats and the strategies and the skills to myself, and leave the luck to the bot. You know, this is Jackpot June, so obviously Lady Luck's going to need a lot of help in here. But you know, this is my tournament from last year, T4 Jungle July, and it's going to be Jackpot June. So, you know, we talk about let's go gambling a lot, but I think this is just really my calling to do a T4 two-piece. So I'm looking to do the best I can tonight. Good luck to JT. I know he's going to be putting up a battle, but I'm going to try and fend that off as best I can. So we're going to get underway in just a second. I'm all fired up here. I'm going to do the best I can. So, yep, that's about it.
Appreciate those thoughts, Tapir. JT, obviously, it's been a rough season for you. I don't think anybody could have expected to be where you are. Could have expected you to be where you are, and now you're going up against somebody who's trying to not only push his way up in Super League to defend that T4 crown that he got last year. How do you approach this game mentally, knowing maybe not as much else to lose, but you have a lot on the line to win tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Short. Just I mean, I gotta deliver tonight. I can't waste no more time. I can't let this, I guess, silver medal hangover from Athens affect me any longer. I mean, tonight I got to do what I can to make sure the bleeding stops for good. To get myself back up to that status that I was at last season, especially with Tapir, because he was in Athens as well with me. And like especially the first couple of tournaments with March and April, like those losses, I mean, like I wasn't feeling all that up to it against Leah. And then we had that technical difficulty to push that match back, and then me losing out at Ed. But like I felt like those should have been easy opponents to take out. And then Peter, obviously, him sweeping me. I mean, he just he just played super smart that time, and I just didn't get that much magic as well. But um, I'm expecting Tapir to do good as well. I'm expecting him to not let off the gas either. It's just going to be just about as equally determined match out of the two of us as you're going to see. So, yeah, may the best man win in this one, but I'll definitely try.
I would hope. And Sanford, now, I mean, we got you. Your thoughts on this one? Tapir, obviously top 20, but definitely could use some more good wins to push his way forward. And obviously going up against a desperate JT with not a whole lot to lose, but I mean, apart from the fact that you definitely don't want to go into T5 0-4. Thoughts on this one coming up?
Yeah, if you would have told me this would have been a round one matchup in any tournament this year, realistically, I would have said at best it would have been an 8-9, maybe a 7-10. But
Yeah,
the fact that this one's a 4-13 matchup just tells you how bad Turner season's basically gone. From that aspect, I expect this to be a well played game from both. Both have a tendency to rely on luck. I mean that in the best possible way. But for Turner, realistically at this point, now it's not a matter of thinking of Super League. It's just, okay, what do I got to do to make sure I avoid relegation? If he makes a run in a tournament, then maybe he can start thinking about it only because if he can get to a finale, because realistically at 0-3, the way that it's gone, Super League's basically out, because he's going to have to string together at least a 5. Basically, you have to string together about 5 wins. So to do that in 2 tournaments, you're looking at Elite 8, probably in both. For Tapir, this is just about also doing what he does best and making sure that he doesn't fall to a guy who's got 0 wins, because that would be the ultimate killer to his resume.
absolutely, indeed. We will see what happens, and I'll make note of the fact that I didn't make note of this when we first put the preview up. But the preview on the left side of your screen, JT favored by 7 by the computer, so that is an interesting prediction we noticed when the CPU ran those through. So we'll see how that holds up as well. Looking forward to it. It's about that time to get down to business here in the Hearts region. The final game to start in the Hearts region. We will wrap it up with Toast and Dark on Thursday night, and then of course tomorrow night we will wrap up the clubs region with Sting and Radden. So without further ado, it's time to get it going. Nam's our ref. I just realized we didn't initialize, so we're gonna have to do that. Luckily, Nam's pretty quick at this anyway. So, without further ado, Tapir, first game of Jackpot June. You will get the first call. Where are we driving today, sir?
If it was any other tournament, I'd start with 13, but it's Jackpot June. We got to do Lucky 7.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Let's go gambling!
I see you.
Here
I
we go.
see you.
Here we go. Gonna play a little low, but we're gonna see what. I mean, honestly.
Sorry.
Yeah, and and Sanford, this was kind of the joke of the fun part of this matchup we saw last season was the fact that it was JT's foot massages against Tapir's +4 gen. Now it's kind of the drives against, I don't know, trying to stay on the road for JT. It's gonna be interesting.
Well, we have a prediction of a 4-0 sweep, which
Honestly,
that's a bold prediction considering we've only had one game. We've only had one match not get to 6 in the entire round.
Yeah, it's been a very competitive first round this tournament. But
So we'll play there
honestly,
for
nothing
Tapir.
is really outside of the realm of possibility, in my opinion.
True, especially if we kept all 4 of these very low, but
Yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
think
that's not
Tapir is
happening
going to
either.
stay with. I think he just wanted to for this one. May go 13 game 2, depending on how this goes for him. as they Tapir
Turner
dumps in
still drawing.
it dumps in a couple double plays, and now they're both drawing. Tapir ahead by 5 as we hit draw city. JT
there's
with a
the first
9.
one.
And this is set up some number efficiency. It may not be the best move for JT,
It did.
depending on what color he wants. Tapir likes the blue, that's the problem, as he's down to 3. And JT's got that +2 back pocket. Really good move there. That's exactly what you needed if you're going to make that kind of break. Tapir's out. So even with the fresh 2, and now JT looking to try and turn momentum, the scoreboard is flipped, trying to push for a Game 1 victory. Hasn't won a game since that T2 matchup against Ed, where he won only 1 game. He's only won 4 games this season.
Yeah, that's another one that's so weird about this season for Turner. I mean, 2023, sure, he didn't make Super League, but at least he was always a lock for going to the Elite 8. Now this year just absolutely has not gotten anything going. Cherry 0 there.
Cherry 0 after the Tapir +4 to save it. And now once again it's Tapir up now 5-3 on the table, so the scoreboard flipping back and forth a little bit. And now the Vapor G6, we shout out Vapor. Had to attend to some other things. Supposed to join us in the booth tonight. Appreciate Sand for stepping in, of course. And JT with the 4. Now a Ditto 6 for check. Ditto 6. JT has an 8. Tapir for the win, 1-0. Feel like he might have it.
He does.
He does, yep. Green 5. And ultimately, I think a little bit more ammo working in Tapir's favor, but it was pretty clean other than that. Had a mini draw city in yellow, but pretty quick, and a 307 on that one. Yeah, Tapir, that +4, were you holding that, or did that come from either, I guess, the mini draw city or from the cards Turner threw at you in blue there?
That was top deck. Shortly after the +2, but it was. I just kind of had to hold it for a while because I knew I couldn't use it.
Yeah. Let's see here. Add those spots +2. Yeah. Yeah, JT, what were you were down to 3. Were they all blue going down the stretch before you pulled the +4, or did you need another color?
Unfortunately, no. Like I was absolutely dried up on the yellows to begin with. I did have the +2 to start with, but I never really. My cards and my number and combo, my color combos were just scattered that whole game. I'll keep on keep my head up for game 2.
Okay, I don't even know what that comment is, but yeah, Sanford, I think just, sometimes you just have those games, and I think JT's it's again the struggles he's been experiencing, trying to make the right connections and get the momentum. He had that a little bit in the blue, but kind of ran dry after the +4. Didn't really have much to do other than run with him on the green. Tough break for him. Thoughts on that game?
Yeah, a little bit of a unlucky break, but then again, come to kind of expect that Tapir is going to be able to generate a +4 at some point, or at least top deck one. So, not a surprise that Tapir was able to get the +4 there and kill it for Turner. But like you said, he'll just have to regroup. He played it well, I think, and we'll have to see what Tapir has in store for us here in a more normalized game 2.
All right, we'll see. Tapir, you've gone with the lucky 7. Can't take it for game 2. Where are we going for game 2?
Well, you did mention 13, but I don't want 13. I want double 7. Well, we both did.
You were the one to mention 13. So
Short, didn't you mention
I just
13?
thought that he would go 13 game 2. What did you say?
he
Yeah,
went
that's what I
14.
meant, but I'll do 14.
14.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 14 now. Here we go.
I'm like, am I crazy? That wouldn't be a surprise.
No. Well, maybe. Actually, yes.
Sure it would. No.
Yes. Absolutely. Anyways, cross the yellow immediately.
Right.
Oh, I forgot to arrow up. That. Maybe a red arrow for tonight. There we go. All right, so 1 down now for JT in the yellow. So a little bit higher tier, maybe a little bit more option for JT. We'll see if that helps him. See if he can try and find more connections after what he called a scattered one in game 1. One up to the Sting 5. See him tomorrow at 9 against Radden in the club's region finale. Crossover to JT's blue 5 by JT. Large straight for 40. We love that. We do love that. And undercutting is Tapir to green on the ALP, and now crossing back. He's got both of his 5s, JT does. We're sticking to blue.
Well, I guess if you have both of your cards in a game, you're destined to win that one, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's how that works, right? That's
yeah, right, yeah. Well, Tapir's still with the PA. It's all been numbers, no draws yet. But here comes Tapir with the triple. I think we've just jinxed him, Sanford. You think he's been through enough? So Tapir with a big triple, going back to the green he wanted. And we'll see if JT may have faded that. Oh, but he's got a +4. Huge counterpunch there. And oh my goodness, it keeps going. Ends up being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bagger. Circle the bags and plus 1 bag. And now he's down to 4. So just like that. Hey, that is wild. That is wild +4, actually. There's the sand for 6 on the table. We're crossing the yellow with a Steven 6. One of 2 players Tapir's beaten 3 times. I wonder who the other one is. Cross to red, back on the wild. So the Allen 9 now for JT, playing in the red, background 8. Oh, another +4 from JT, and that is 1-1. Goodness gracious!
You know what I was talking about. I didn't jinx him.
You just made him sweat a little more.
Yeah.
You just made him sweat. Yeah. Yeah, JT, we said it. You had 2 blue 5s, so obviously you were destined to win that game, right? No, I mean, like, the 2 +4s definitely helped you out. Was that? It looked like it generally mostly was. Yeah, I think that you looked like you just kind of had that from the start there.
Yes, I did. Yeah, it's that's honestly the most amount of ammo magic that I've gotten from the bot in many months. So I'll gladly take it. Yeah, thankfully, I mean, Tapir could have switched it to a blue or green. If he would have did a blue or green, then I would have been, floating down, the river without a paddle. But he chose red, and I was able to use that final +4, make that right connection. So good to even it up.
Tapir, it just definitely seems like for both of you, it's flowing pretty nicely. Really no draws throughout that game. And ultimately, it was just kind of the strength of hands. Was that really what it was from your end, or was there something else along the way?
Yeah, I mean, it goes back and forth. Look, I thought about switching to a blue or a green, but I'm like, okay, he went back to the Yeah, back to the yellow. Figure I'll throw the wild. If he's got a +4, it wouldn't really matter what I switched to because he would just, have that for the win. But I figured if he drew on the red, I had a yellow 8, and then I can just dump this.
Yes. Oh, I see.
So like,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. Not.
And then that should push him into draw city, and then I'll take the win. But didn't happen that way. Still early. Just 1-1, so best of
Yep,
5 effective.
That's
So
5. Yep.
yeah, let's keep it going.
We'll keep it going indeed, Sam. For pretty clean cut game, really. No, not much plan B. I think, for the most part, it was really those +4s that were the difference.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like it. And when you do have them, it makes it nice, a little bit easier at least, or at least at the very least, it gives you a peace of mind if it goes south for you.
Indeed, it does. And JT getting his first game win since that series against Ed, as he was swept by Peter last time out in Movie May. So, JT, you split the road stand, and now it is your call, sir. No 14 for this game 3. How many were we thinking?
How about 10?
We're going to go 10. JT likes to stay in that mid-tier area. 8 to 10. We'll see what he does here. Trying to go up 2-1 after dropping game 1. Similar amount of time for the win in game 2, and with double the cards. We'll see what happens here. And I think this is Sanford. That's kind of what we expected from these two. A little bit more. It's definitely a lot faster than what we were watching last night. And I think we definitely expected them to be firing on all cylinders here. I mean, both have a lot to play for here.
Both have a lot to play for and a lot to lose, though, too, if you're Tapir.
Yeah. Yeah, I think both have a lot to lose. JT would be if you're JT, definitely want to try and at least get one in the win column to make T5 a little bit less pressure cooker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tapir obviously trying to keep his hopes alive, going to a second straight Super League, number 20 in the rankings entering this game, as he draws on the yellow first. First draw since game 1. JT came out of the gates with a double play in the blue and now in the yellow, and now JT off that draw from Tapir is going to run another double play,
Tapir over to the blue, though.
Getting back to the blue.
Turner undercuts it, though, over to red.
And after that first game, Sanford, it seems like he's got more of those cards in the right places after what he called a scattered hand.
Not only scattered hand, but yeah. Well, I don't know where I was going for that, actually. Sorry. But yeah, it definitely is looking like this one lined up a little bit better for him. Chose to end on the correct card, at least, because it would appear that if he had used the 8 early in the run, it would have switched off. The yellow would have been switched off before he was ready for it.
Indeed. So undercut now Tapir, taking a little bit of a moment here to assess the situation. Oh, but it's a quad play. +2 as well. And it goes from red to green.
Gives himself the lead as well by a card.
It gives himself that lead. Haven't seen green yet, so keep an eye on JT just behind by that. Takes the lead back. And yeah, that was the first green siding of the game, and that was what he needed. But now Tapir's going to get back to blue on the Turner 5, but an undercut to red.
Turner down to 2.
Goodness.
Oh, is that going to be checked, though? The Turner could be either way.
Oh, dang it.
That is check. Signs the check with the Allen 9. JT with a massive undercut and stops Tapir in his tracks, as clearly used out all that ammo. Went back to blue. Tapir ices him. Oh, what a clutch 9 right there. And now Tapir's in the driver's seat.
In the driver's seat, but walking.
But JT top decks a 4. And now, but still walking on eggshells. The wrong number in this situation could be a disastrous one for Tapir. Will bro end on my card?
gonna say Tapir
No,
would
not
have
Yakad.
cleaned at least would have been a 7 or the 9 at least. So we know it's not 9. We know it's not 4.
It's not 9 or 4 indeed, and we're into Draw City. So first extended trip, but here's Tapir with a wink too. We'll see if JT pounces. He doesn't. Tapir not going to go either. He's going to keep it going. Back to the deck.
And this, where both players have thrived in the past, being able to draw City it and just get the right card that they need when they need it.
Ooh, Tapir's going to make the break here with a wild. JT's got it too, so he's still got possession arrow here after that little moment of chaos. Funny number combo. Now we go to the bow tie 2. Tapir with the sting 5. It is neck and neck down the stretch here, Sanford. Anybody's game. The question is, where does the ammo come into play? That could be the difference maker here. It is 4-3 JT in favor on the table.
Right there.
Tapir pulls that rug. Right now he says, what a drive, Tapir. 2-1. 2-1 in that longest game of the series right there at 4:54. And Tapir, what was going through your head there as we had those crazy undercuts there, and definitely thought he might have had it, but that 9, I got to say, that probably was that a top deck, or did he just put the right number in front of you?
No, I had that 9.
Okay, right number.
I checked the history. We had 3 9s gone, so I figured, undercut shouldn't be too much of a problem. But yeah, I got to that 9 there, kept it alive for a little longer, and I just kind of banked my ammo there for whenever I could use it. So it just kind of worked out there. I just kept drawing. The same color was yellow, and so I just figured I'd go for it. Sometimes you just got to go for it in those situations. You can't really rely on Draw City if you have a way to get there.
Right.
To the finish.
JT, what was your last card there, a red before he switched to blue?
No, I believe it was a green, like that green 4. I mean, I was hanging. That was the lone green I got. Other than that +2, but no.
Wait,
I mean,
it was green. Wait, it was green 4. Wait a minute. So when you put the red 9 for Uno, and then he switched to blue 9, what was your last?
Yeah. Might need back. Oh, it was a yellow 6.
Okay,
so,
I was gonna say if it was green 4,
if it was
green 4, I was like, oh what?
If it was green 4, we'd have a problem.
If it was green 4, I'd be. Oh my lord.
No, it was a yellow. I mean, I just ran up dry again, just running 6, with what I could there until
that yellow 6 there. Okay, happened. Yeah, I was like green 4. I'd be like, there was a 4 on the board.
I just gotta say, if it actually was a green 4, bro earned that 0-3.
Oh, all right.
I know he's too good for that.
Come on. Yeah. We all know that. But yeah. Yeah, but but Sanford really came down to a clutch undercut there on that blue. I mean, obviously he didn't have the win regardless of that, but still a crazy good move to put it into Draw City for Tapir, and that's something he's always been good at, being able to find the ice play. Even if it ices himself out too, he's content to move through that, and that's always been a good strategy for him. Thoughts on that?
Well, it cut out a little bit. I don't know if it was on my end or what, but
yeah,
it was a solid gameplay for both there. Tapir, obviously, the clutch number swaps when needed. And as I mentioned, I mean, using the Draw City to build the run that inevitably was what he needed to get to the finish. So what makes both these players so good is that they have that ability to use the Draw City to do that. And that the decks usually help them get to that point.
Exactly. Yeah. No doubt. Just checking them real quick. All right. Check. Maybe. There we go. All right. Well, just all right. So now back to JT once again. Still can't be 14 for game number 4. How many cards will it be?
Let's go with 9.
We go with classic 9. All right. Nam will put it in. Here we go. Game 4, 2-1 Tapir. Will we see some drives? We start on the non-blue 4. Crazy. Doubles it up to the 8. Game 4, blue 4. Do we see drives? Probably not. I don't know.
Game 4 in the blue 4. I mean, the only problem is neither player's nom. So
Dang it.
So there's nothing. There's no destiny ran into the stars for this one.
Oh, dang it.
JT's got his 5 again. Pulls that out early.
Oh, so we've got 3, 4. Well, he had 3, 4, and a 5
Frosty
on
Yellow,
the board.
Sting 5.
Back to the 4s. Well, and there's the other Sting 5. And just like that, turn her out.
Ooh. Here going with the 0 off that draw. To JT with nothing. Tapir up 3 in the table. Self-0 switch?
Self-zero
Whoa.
switch. Well,
Look at that.
every once in a while.
If it works, it works. We're in green.
Oh, there's
ALP
another
5 to
5.
go. There's a Brian 9. Tapir down to Dose. Might be trying to make it 3-1 here. Just under 2 minutes gone by. JT's got a
Turn on the
red.
spot.
Allen 9. Tapir, no. Right move for Turner. Now he's got the momentum again. I think
Now
this
Turner gonna have to play some Minesweeper here.
Yep. Yeah, this game really coming down to who has that momentum. Who can slow the other train down is really what it's starting to come down to. Or if we're talking about drives, who can slow down the other golf cart from going 10 miles an hour to about 2 miles an hour.
Play,
Here
triple.
comes JT.
This
Double.
could be game.
Looking for triple, maybe game. Down. Oh,
Yes, it
another
is.
+4. And JT has evened it up at 2. Huge win for him there. As it seemed like Tapir was trying to sniff a 3-1 lead, but it's again on the 9 Sanford, another clutch 9 switch to slow down the opponent. This time being made by JT, so he pays it back. Crazy good move there to be able to work his way through, and just like you said, Minesweeper to a T. JT, thoughts on that one? Kind of paid him back for that game 2 there with the 9 switch, being able to ice him out and then just being able to move your way down like that. Thoughts on getting that win as well, because I mean we all know how pivotal game 4 can be, being 2-2 versus 3-1, especially since Tapir was pretty close.
Absolutely, thank you. Yeah, I just knew that if I let Tapir keep rolling with them greens, and I knew he was getting close to finishing me out. Like I knew switching up the color over to red was at least the least I could do. So thankfully, I was able to ice him cold, and then just one more regular play, and then I had the double reverse, then into the +4 into the green.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I had some good fortune in that one.
Tapir, your last 2, did you have a clear path on green, or did you need another color to get to the win?
I did not. I had 2 blue.
Oh.
The only, right off the top, the only color I didn't have was red, so I was playing my own version of Minesweeper, trying to dodge the red there. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. So.
Double Minesweeper. Wow, look at that. But yeah, close one there, and JT again, his 3rd +4 of the game. Tapir's gonna have to try and kick that generator on a little bit more to here as the arrow's gonna shift back to him here, Sanford. But again, JT paying it back. We'll see how he does in Game 5. Thoughts on the Game 4 though first.
Yeah, that's quite something to learn that both players were playing Minesweeper in their own way a little bit. It's one of the first times I've ever heard someone actually say that they're playing or admit to playing Minesweeper in terms of trying to avoid getting to a certain color. But sometimes that's the way of the deck. Usually it'll give you all but one color, and for Tapir, unfortunately, this time that one color it didn't give was the crucial one.
Yep, no doubt about it. And we'll see if we can try and bounce back. But it's a seesaw series so far. 1-1 on both homestands. And now it's down to the 1-1-1 of the TI. So now, Tapir, back to you. Cannot be 7 or 10. How many cards for Game 5?
Let me get 12.
All right, 12 it is. Even dozen. Here we go. Game 5 is underway with an Allen 9. As it's just gone past 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Here in prime time for some Uno tonight. Started about 40 minutes ago in this 2-2 series. JT's had the clean. We crossed to blue. Tapir does early. And making it known, it seems. And JT's going to undercut to yellow, so immediately trips 9 off the start. And again, you look at the stats real quickly. Big advantage for JT. Had that 2+4 Game 2, and then had a +4 to finish Game 4. But ammo has been mostly used for the finish. Not a whole lot outside of that. So we'll see how that continues to play out.
Well, Turner trying to figure out how to respond to Tapir playing his own card on him.
Just heard a weird noise next to me, and turns out the sink was left on in the bathroom, like dripping. That was crazy.
Oh,
I was just like, I hear like a weird sound through my headphones. I'm like, what is that? Anyway, Tapir now with it.
You set Tapir up.
No. Cross to the JT5. That is slightly sus, by the way. Not drinking and driving. No, only golf carts. Nothing more than golf carts.
MRE does not condone drinking and driving.
Yes, we do
Plus
not.
2 from Turner.
Whoa!
Usually +6 to
Oh my
Tapir for
goodness.
the alcohol comment.
MRE. Tapir sent back to the sender. JT down to 6.
Little quad play there for Turner to get to the green.
God, man.
Well, Tapir with the 6 fresh cards, able to respond and play a green 8.
Chamak 8, Aria 1. There's a ditto. Cross to the
Trips
red one.
ones were over to red.
Ghost 1 there, and now Tapir's just looking to try and find a way to chip away, as JT's looking real close to a 3-2 lead.
Would also break the pattern of the series, because so far Tapir's won all the odd-numbered games, and Turner's won all the evens.
It'd break the seesaw, but here comes Tapir with a triple play. Again, it's just all about chipping away from being down, but no cards given to JT.
Didn't have to.
Nothing.
Turner already drawing.
Double ISO, and that is, again, a classic Tapir move, just forcing it into draw city and just trying to rebuild and find a way to make a break back the other way, and that's what we'll see here. There's JT with a wink on the 4. Big blink from Tapir, going to blue, trying to make the break. And at that point, feeling
Down
comfortable enough.
6.
Yeah, down to 6. And now they're both running in blue. 6-card advantage for JT, looking to try and take a 3-2 series advantage.
Blueberry 0 there for Tapir.
Oh! Power play from JT here.
Okay.
And again, he's trying to break the
This
the pattern
run
here.
to the finish no, it's gonna be split ammo.
Oh, split ammo it is. Yep. I believe. Yep. And another +4 from JT, and he's going to win it 3-2. Take the 3-2 lead, I should say. Not win it. But another +4 from JT. Uses the power play, and a pivotal win for him, of course. And, breaks that cycle of back and forth as he wins his second straight. JT, was the thought process moving down there? What was the point where you realized you had a setup for that kind of power play move there?
Okay, yeah, he once Tapir he played that blue 5, I want to say. I really was at a crossroads. I had my double reverses, or I had my double, +2s. So it was a tough call trying to decide which one was the best method of playing. So I ended up setting him back 6. And then once we went Draw City there, I drew back a little bit. Thankfully, picked up another +4. And then once I had my run together, I used that power play to seal it away.
There you go. Tapir, after he sent you back that +6, I talked about the fact that it was really just trying to chip away at that lead he had, and it just didn't seem like you quite had enough to chip away at that. Thoughts on that game? Just kind of playing from behind for the most of it once that +6 was thrown down.
Yeah, I think that +6 just gave me all numbers there. Yeah, so I was just trying to keep him in Draw City for as long as I could. I didn't think that he'd have a +4, and I was banking on him not drawing one, so unfortunately he did, but, yeah, I didn't really expect all that ammo either, obviously, because I did have a +4. So there were options, but I was hoping I didn't have to use it yet. So we're still fighting. We got 2 games left. I still have my power play, so we're gonna see how it goes. Yeah.
All right, yeah, and Sanford, obviously a great power play move from JT. We'll have to play up against Tapir having one, so definitely not far from over. Thoughts on this and thoughts on what JT's got to do to keep this pedal to the floor to try and get a 4th win.
Well, it's definitely a power play I approve of. From the aspect of, I've said it on several other streams where when you're playing that best of 3, we've seen a lot. I don't know the official number, but I'm pretty sure if we did a film tape on it, in a best of 3 situation, the winner of that game 5 has gone on to win the series probably a good 80% of the time. So I think
pretty sure that's the number in the NBA Finals.
Well,
I think I've heard them say that on the NBA Finals yesterday.
Oh, well, I did. I said it first before they said it, so. To be fair, I mean, I did.
Yeah, no, you good.
Before. But so from that aspect, Turner taking a big advantage now knows that he only has to win one of the next 2, and he gets a home start here in this game 6 as well. So, definitely a good spot to be in, but can't take his foot off the gas because Tapir does have it in him to be able to get those runs as well.
No doubt about it. And yeah, of course, a great power play from him. We will see what Tapir does to combat. If you're Tapir, I would say, unless the situation's dire, I would probably want to try and save that for Game 7 at all costs. But if if you have to go for it, go for it in game 6. So we'll see what goes down, and we're just gonna give you a quick look at the bracket before we hit this game 6. Just updating it. There we go, and take a look at this bracket, and it's going to be DJ Curtis for the winner of this one, of course, the 12 seed upsetting the 5 seeds hard, and 3-2 lead for JT. Of course, you have Nick in background up there as well. 1 versus 8, so we'll see what goes down in game 6. JT looking to try and get his first win on the season. Tapir looking to try and even it up, force a game 7, and of course looking for his 6th series win on the season. So, all right, JT, final call for you, sir. Cannot be 9, 12, or 14. How many we feeling?
11 cards, good man.
All right, 11 it is. Here we go, final home game for JT, and it starts with the JT5, and I don't know. Are we speaking about more Destiny, Sanford, or is it too early to say?
I think it's a little too early to say on an 11 card, but that's definitely a good sign, I think, if you're Turner.
Yeah. Imagine he did his own card at the start. No, oh no, he's gonna just do a double play. Now Ellison on the blue reverse, of course, new this tournament, to the Retro 8. And now we go to the Camaro yellow 8, and Tapir, I think at this point Sanford probably trying to rattle JT's cage a little more, throw him off as much as he can to try and shake things back his way.
Well, Tapir had some extra blues saved up, just wanted to get that early color swap in.
Indeed he did. Might have been a stray yellow there, and now here he goes to the Sanford 6. Yeah, you definitely sense a heightened level of aggression, and facing elimination, why not?
Yeah, I mean, throw anything you can at it, basically. Tapir with the double play had both of my cards, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it in that voice, I'm sorry. I'm not going to.
For shame. Anyway, Ghost 1, Tapir draws. JT with the Zach 2. And Tapir looking again to try and get his way out. Doesn't want to be single iced for too long. And he's got another wild in there. So the second wild thrown down already into green. 1 each for the game. And for the series, that's Tapir's 3rd wild. JT with that blue wild earlier. That was his first of the series. And he's got a second with another blue. Goodness.
He's had 2 wilds all series, and they've both been in this game.
Goodness. Yeah. Tapir mentioned he had a +4 last game that he wasn't able to play. He's only been able to lay down 1 this series, and that was to finish game 1.
Oh, well, and Tapir having to think this through because he's at 6, but Turner's all the way up down to 3.
Yeah, this is a big moment here for Tapir. I feel like if he's got something, he may he's probably considering the options of using it, the implications of it. Doesn't seem to be a clear-cut answer for him. But 3 wilds used in the first 3 minutes. Yeah, even 2.5 minutes, really. So we've had this little momentary pause for Tapir to consider, and he's got nothing.
All that thought.
Gonna draw. Might have been considering a move that ended up being too risky. We'll see what comes away from that. But a Brad Deuce from JT. He's down to 2. Tapir up at 7.
It was a bold draw if he had something to play that he could play there.
Yeah, I'm guessing it may have just I don't know what he could have had there if it took a minute, unless it wasn't a pause for strategic purposes.
I mean, he could have had an action card but no connector.
Possibly. which it could be deadly at this point. Oh.
Oh, well, I think
Oh.
I think I was right on to it. Power
Oh, he's
play.
gonna power play. Oh, is it? Oh, it's a stall. It's a stall. So no power plays now. Tapir with what you could bill as a desperation play, but he's gonna draw, and now it's Tapir's turn again.
Not take anything off of it though.
Yeah, might have been looking for that one time.
Well, the problem is if you're looking for the one time, you gotta call it out before you play. Though.
Yeah.
That's the problem. See.
Yeah, that is the problem, but we'll see if it comes up anyway. Tapir drawing.
Although,
oh my! You're kidding me.
You're kidding.
He didn't.
He did the thing.
Oh my god. Anyway, that's a reset. The stall power play working to his advantage. And now, just like that, he's got the PA lead. My goodness.
Okay, here. Rules of the one time is you can't have another one time. That's the problem.
That's it. Unfathomably large skull emotion. JT's got yellow. We got the Sting 5 on the board. Great play for him to put the 0 down. That's not as large of a skull emoji. There's a 9 from Tapir. JT iced, and Tapir is running with it. Can you believe it?
Over to
green.
green.
JT's got green. Still behind by a pair.
Oh, Tapir likes it.
Yeah, he likes green,
Could you be
evidently.
looking at a Game 7 concluding run here. Or a run to get us to Game 7.
I cannot believe that. I have never seen a power play like that of that nature work so well. Good God Almighty. What are we doing indeed? I don't even know what just happened. 3-3. Tapir, thoughts on the absolute drive you just absolutely torched out of the tee box there? Good God Almighty, what was that?
I'm still trying to process that, like, because I was gonna do it a turn earlier when he was at 3. I think he was at 3. And
I
I'm
think
like,
he was at 3 when you
but-
hit that. Yeah, he was
let
at
me
3
look.
when you
It
put
might-
that.
it was
So
he
yeah,
was either 4.
it was 4. He
Okay,
would
so
have
I
been
was
at
gonna
4.
do it when he was at 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna do it at 4, and I'm like, what's the chance he actually has it? But it's like at 11 cards, there was a possibility. There's always a possibility he's got to run to the finish. I'm like, okay. Last tournament, whenever I lost, I forget if it was, I think it was Sweet 16. But I don't think I was able to use my power play. So I'm like, okay, that's living rent free in my head. And I'm like, if I'm gonna lose now, I might as well just, stall it out, burn the power play, and just hope, throw it up to a Game 7. And yeah, and it worked. My gosh,
God.
Sanford,
My God,
I
it
think
worked.
I think Sanford, I need to take you to Vegas, like tonight, because I seem to always do that with you around.
Wow.
but yeah, that's Uno. So
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that to be done to me now.
Yeah. Yeah. Will it come back down on you like a brick? We'll see. Anyway,
44
JT,
brick. By the way,
what?
yeah. By the way, average time 4 minutes and 4 seconds. So like,
We love
it's
this.
canon.
We love this. We absolutely
Like there's
love this.
absolutely no way. If it wasn't for my think stop moment, we would not be living in some glory right now.
Oh my lord!
The number 4 just
the
really,
stars are
number 4
aligning, bro.
really just lives rent free in Tapir's head.
It lives rent free in mine too. What do you think happened the first time it happened? Anyway, to JT before I lose everything.
What do you think I'm called? Tapir 04.
Oh Oh my god.
Like, it makes sense, bro.
JT.
Okay, I'm done. Go ahead. Yep.
JT, you
if,
had
if you were gonna ask me, yes, I did have a +4 blue to end it before he
You're
did his
kidding
stall
me.
thing. I'm
Oh
not.
my
Oh
god.
God,
So yeah, you used it at the absolute
that's
picture
crazy.
perfect time.
So yeah, would you I suppose would you have considered going that direction with it, like instead of making just the green switch? Consider, and I mean, obviously, it's hindsight.
It was the only green I had, and I had blue and red again, and I had a blue reverse, red reverse connect, and then I had 2 blue ones and a red one, so I was gonna rely on number efficiency to carry me home. But
Yeah. Yeah, tough one there, but crazy to see that power play work, Sanford. And I guess I look back here and realized that Tapir was going for green with that wild, so it's in hindsight it's a tough move to make to switch over to green, and I think that's something you got to keep an eye on if you're JT going into this game 7.
Well, but if you're Turner though, also sure, yeah, you could look at that as you had series 1 and had taken away, but at the same point, he's also flushed it out. So now this is a straight up fight. He's proven that he can win some straight up fights in this series already. This should be a good one.
Yeah, JT of course thrived in Athens last year in the group stage. You want to know why? There wasn't a power play. Well, they both used power play to good. They both put it to good use, and now now the gloves are off and it's a full on street match. We will see what goes on in game 7. And Tapir, you're gonna have the call for it. No 11, no 10, no 7. Game 7. How we feeling?
My brother,
Yep.
you know what's coming.
Oh, I know what's coming.
Light it up.
Yes, sir. We love that. We are sending it. Game 7. So much on the line for both.
Let's set blaze to this.
Yes. Tapir looks for win number 6. JT looks for win number 1.
There's a saying for that. There's a saying for that. I'm all in.
That is very true. Here we go with the hockey +2, open door +2 to start us off. Oh yeah, now we got the full comic large skull emoji. That's very good. Very good chat. Tapir taking his time here with the sender. Hey. Scoreboard clock seems to have frozen for some reason. And into that. Tapir is going to send him to 19 to start us off. +4 over to JT, stacking off that. And now a Jenna 0 to start. I have to refresh this. There we go. All right, we're back on. And a 0 sugar switch from JT going yellow, yellow, yellow. Rocky Top Rogers in the flesh. Steven 6 up to the Grim 7 in game 7. And again, gonna be a minute before we see our first shot, despite that stacked off +2 we saw from Tapir to put Turner back, and now he's in this position where he has to chip away as we move down the cards here. It's cross to green on the Aria 1. So back to the green that we started with after JT tried to force his way out. JT had some, but goes back to yellow. And Tapir's got nothing. Great switch back from JT. And it seems like he's had those connections in the right places a lot more. Game 1 seemed just like a tough game for him to get those, which is why it went by so quick. But ever since then, despite losing a few of them, he's been able to find the right answers in the right places, and now we're both running in yellow. Tapir with a 6 off the deck, and now a 4. The other Rogers 4 in the flesh. Tapir not in the flesh. He does not want the 4. Half off special to the bow tie 2. Cross to the Zach 2. Tapir trying to get out of isolation. And now he's still got, just on that switch, he's got the possession arrow, but JT's going to go green with the Gone too. Tapir's got green, though. He did want green earlier on, and again, JT may have been taking a bit of a risk here, going to the color that Tapir has wanted. Despite playing from slightly behind. So we'll see if he's got something to try and combat what Tapir's trying to run down here.
Well, and Tapir with that possession arrow, as we like to say, trying to would get to Uno first if they play single cards the rest of the way.
Going back to red is Tapir with his second wild of the series.
Of course, he was the one to swap to red.
Or fourth
in the
wild,
first
I'm sorry.
Place, so
fourth wild.
We haven't seen Turner play on this card.
Oh, but a +4 combat, and I think, might have been feeling remorse from holding on to that. Yeah, I don't think this... There's no way. There's no way. I didn't think... Yeah, it circles the bags. Tapir sent back to 11. JT down to 4. Huge run for him now, and now Tapir's playing from behind.
Of course, that's going to give Tapir likely some sort of ammo there in some way. So.
Yo!
I mean, we've seen it already in this round.
We have. We've seen 10 baggers in this round, too. No way he has it if he said that like that. There's no way.
Well, his would be an 11
my! Well, half of that circles the bags again. +2 as well to JT. So now Tapir just behind by 1. JT gonna go back to green.
Turner having every single number that Tapir wants to go to, it seems like.
Yeah. Like, that game 1 just seems to be an outlier to him. He's had connections in every game.
Now I'm going to play some Minesweeper.
Indeed he will. And
+2.
Wait a minute. Oh my goodness.
Is this game?
Nope.
No.
Tapir sent back almost to the starting line of 14. And I would think if you're Tapir, if you got something to combat, gotta go back with it.
What is
only
Tapir
1 +4 and 1 wild been played.
What does Tapir have to push Turner back at least just a little bit?
+2. And a blue 3. Just had to get the double and there. So +2 again has another slight punch back. The other blue +2 has been played. So Turner now at 4. Tapir still a lot of ground to make up, but at least slows down Turner. Might have thrown one wrench in the system that Turner had going. JT doubles it up to the M6. Another big think stop moment for Tapir. He's down
Basically,
9.
Every single moment at this.
12 to 3.
When you're down this many is a stop think moment.
Yep.
Of course, you mentioned the +2's gone, so the only real option Tapir has, if he has it, would be a +4. Otherwise, it's a reverse or a skip to try and get it to a different color. Or do you think Turner runs out of blue and they just want to run it out on blue? These are the types of questions that are having to go through Tapir's mind right now as he's sitting here trying to think about what to do when down 9.
He's going to go green. And he's
And
got
Turner's
the
out of it.
right one. ISO, and we'll see if big drive there from Tapir onto the fairway. And he's going to go back to blue triple. One is going down here, but JT with a double. Oh! What, Tapir going back to the blue? What is the plan here?
No.
No, you're joking! You're joking!
There ain't no way.
You're joking! What drive? Plus
Oh,
4! It's like, I thought you were calling an 8-bagger, bro.
I thought you were
Oh
going
my.
for the 8-bagger. I'm
God.
like, what?
Boo.
All right, well, we're tied now.
God, anyway. Now we're tied, but
Jeez.
huge.
Turner's got a double play now.
No, you didn't shank it. You just hit it like 50 yards.
You laid up.
You laid it up.
You
Laid it up.
from
Laid
the
it up.
fairway.
Laid it up. Yeah. There you go. Laid it up from the rough. Got back. Yeah, you got it on the rough, back onto the fairway. You're back in contention. But anyway, JT though had the red double play, so he's once again Tapir playing from behind, but not as much. And now big moment for Tapir. He's just got the background 8. JT down to 3, looking for 2, maybe more. Down with the Tapir 4. It's his card. What does he do against his card?
His own card might be the final card he gets to see before this one's wrapped up. Tapir's at 4 in the red zone. Turner very much in the red zone at 2.
And both +2s in the red are taken up. There's a reverse and skip remaining. 2 +4s still out there. We are at basically the midpoint of the deck here. 51 played, 51 left in the deck, and then 6 among the players.
6. Yeah. Which basically could be split in half 3-3. So.
Yep, no doubt. Another big stopping moment here for Tapir. Really starting to think about the best path. And Allen 9, JT for check, maybe the win. Still 2 +4s out there. He's got a 9 switch on the yellow for check.
Tapir.
Can Tapir respond? There's still +2s in yellow. It's the only color there are +2s left, but still 2 +4s as well. Everyone holding their breath. It's another +4 for check. JT sent back to 5. Scoreboard flipped.
And
Now it's a matter of JT just has the 3. Tapir for the win. Yes, he got
it. Hard
comes back from down. Oh my lord. Down 3-2, 2 in a row. Drives driven. The poetry is real. Tell me I'm wrong. Oh my goodness. What a game. Tapir down the stretch there had a lot of moments where you had to think. You really had to stop and think about every single play there. Take me through those last few turns and your thought process of finding the way forward to being able to get the job done in a do or die game.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. That's probably the most intense game 7 I've ever had.
Oof.
So, right, I was dealing with a whole bunch of numbers because he did a +6 at one point, didn't he? Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe he
so.
did a +6 at one point. And so that just filled me up with red and yellow and green and just a whole bunch of numbers I didn't really want. So right back, I'm scrolling up. He goes. I just played the +4 red 5. He goes red skip red 3. I had 3 red left, and I'm just trying to run it down. And I knew I had that +4, so I'm like, okay, percentage Uno time. What's the percentage Uno that he's got that last +4? And I decided that he didn't because I feel like he would have played it earlier because he had a couple opportunities to do so. And so I just played the red down. I ended on the red 9. He then went to the yellow 9, and I'm like, shoot, because I had 2 yellows left and a +4. Then back to percentage Uno. I'm like, okay, if I throw +4 yellow 9, what if he had number efficiency goes to a different color? So I went +4 yellow 8. That gave like a whole bunch of everything I know about Uno culminated in probably those last 3 minutes. So that was a crazy game 7, and it might have went in my. I don't care what anyone says. Don't that JT man, like
No doubt.
it should not have gotten to where in a round 1 game it should not have gotten to where he's like my hands are shaking, man. For a round 1 game, that was class act. Like that was insane. So I don't care what anybody says. He's an awesome player. It's just tough luck for him this season, and I really hope he gets it back because he deserves to be up more than he is. So
No doubt.
Well played to him. Well played.
Well said. Well said. Thank you for those thoughts. Be back to you in a minute, but
Sure.
JT, just another agonizing one for you. Obviously, it definitely, I gotta say, definitely, I would think it would feel better to go out in this way than in a sweep like last time around. First thing I'll say, what was your last? Was a yellow? Was it a yellow before that +4 he came in with there when you were at Uno?
It was actually a green.
Oh, green. Okay.
Yeah, I was hoping he would switch it to green.
Okay.
But yeah, that wish went unfulfilled. But no, I mean he did everything right. I mean, honestly, like in my 4 losses in 25, like I'd honestly say like this is the one that I rather would have lost it by, because at least it was as neck and neck of a contest as you could get.
No doubt.
Like I have a little bit more nobility, I guess, with this loss compared to the first 3. But no, like yeah, Tapir just jumped on it. Like I knew he stalled me in game 6 with that power play, and I thought sending him back 6, I could stall him again because I had 3 blues to run it down if he wasn't going to switch it up. So I had a little bit of a plan, but no, it sucks to have another stinger like this. I guess I'll just my main quest for 2025 will just be to get at least farther than the round of 64 because it's getting tiresome.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you for sure. But yeah, tough one for JT. Tapir, one last one for you. You got DJ coming up. Another battle of 2 players that were in Super League last year. Obviously did much better than DJ, not doing as much better, but made it to in Super League, but made it to round 2 this tournament. Upset Arden 6. Thoughts on that one coming up next round?
I mean, I think I expect something sort of in the vein of tonight's match. Like I've played DJ before, obviously, right? So I think he's a great player. He's come a long way. I kind of discounted him early on, but now that I know more about him, he's a solid player too. Like take a look at D1. Everyone around you is a shark.
Oh, absolutely.
D2 is
Don't we
a
know
whole lot different than D1. Like you
Yep.
cannot, like, okay, you have think about this. Let's think about this. You got JT over here. 0-3. In any other division, 0-3 just means you're trash. No, 0-3 means you're just unlucky this time. And have that luck on your side, and you're a shark. You're going all the way. And that just means that in this division, you cannot discount anyone. You think a match is easy? Think again. You're gonna lose in a sweep. And I think that's the main thing you got to remember in this league. Like everyone's good, everyone's on their A game, and you got to have your neck on a swivel, head on a swivel. And that's so with DJ. Gonna be the same thing. I expect it to go at least a 6, if not 7. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 7. I wouldn't be surprised if we burn our power plays like we did just now. But I'm gonna have to be prepared for that because you got to be prepared in D1 for whatever comes your way.
Appreciate those thoughts, Tapir. Congrats on the win as always. Sanford, final
you
thoughts
got
on this game. What a wild finish. And JT again, searching for answers again. It definitely seemed like this was his best shot. I was there for the Leah game, and despite it going 7, this one felt a lot more favorable for him, and it's just unfortunate how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah, does this one have to end, really? I mean, we can't just play, like, 2 more of this?
Yeah, right? Exactly. Best of 9? Best of 9, y'all down?
Best of 9? I mean, why not, right? I mean,
yeah,
who
it
says
feels like
no?
it should be.
It was well played for both. It's unfortunate one person had to lose on this one, and for Turner, I mean, I know if it was me, I'd be looking at this and like how close he was to getting that first win. I mean, of all the power plays to end up being used, I mean, that was to basically lose on the fact of a power play where Tapir drew, and to be able to look back and say that he was 1 turn away from winning that game, and that would have ended the series in game 6. Just kind of unfortunate for him. Also, it kind of breaks our trend too, because this was the first 7-game series out of this entire region. So it is what it is. Tapir's gonna move on. He's gonna play DJ, and I'm expecting a good series out of that one. And it should be interesting. This region is definitely there for the taking for any player to take, and it was well said by Tapir basically that anyone in this tournament is someone that you have to take with a grain of salt. That their seed really doesn't matter.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And again, it's just we're gonna keep coming back to the parity discussion. We've talked about it on the podcast. Me and KT have. It's gonna be a constant discussion. I feel it in it, but it's gonna be do or die for JT. We'll see if he can get it done next round. But Tapir, as the 4 seed, will defend his tournament 4 crown, repping his red 4 into round 2 against DJ, the 12 seed. We'll see what goes down in round 2, but that is going to do it for Hearts region. At least for tonight, at least we will continue that Toasty Dark game on Thursday night, 9:00. We plan to get those last 2 games on stream, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Join us tomorrow night at 9 for Sting versus Radden, 7-10 game, the final game of the club's region for this round. And of course, you see Nick in background in this Hearts region. Will be squaring off 1 versus 8. But that is going to do it for us. Thanks to Sanford for stepping in on commentary once again tonight. Thanks to Nam for reffing. Thank you to Tapir and JT for putting on a absolutely spectacular show tonight. In this another round 1 Battle of Legends, it just continues to be an impressive showing when we have 2 legends square off in round 1. But Tapir improves to 6-3, including that DQ, 27-20. And JT somehow, some way falls to 0-4, 8-16. And looking for a win come Tournament 5 to try and keep himself in D1. But for all of us at MRE UNO, I've been Not Short. We thank you for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow night at 9 p.m. with the boss and the Glazer, as Stingray and Radden will square off. Good night, everyone.
This has been a presentation of MRE UNO Division 1.